Want me to ask you in English or in Chinese?
In Chinese, and then if I don't understand, I'll ask you in English. 还要学中文，你知道吗？最好方法就是 get rid of the backup plan, right? 所以听中文是最好的。
好，那很好，那我要讲慢一点。Horace， 我第一个想要请问你有关于 leadership 的问题，因为 as a designer 就是身为设计师，你们知道设计师最大的特质是什么 ？creativity 创意。充满了创意这样 ，but you are also a CEO now。然后 CEO 要求是什么 ？Management, discipline, and practice. And you are also, because you need to link your investor, and you need to persuade them to invest money. So sometimes you need to be calculate every interest or something. Speak some kind of, financial numbers language. Okay, and then you need to talk to the engineer, because your whole planet are supported by the advanced technology. So you need to speak in engineer's language. So you need, I want to say is that you need to play different roles when talking with different people, and you need to have various mindset to transfer in every occasion. I just want to know how do you do that? Especially as a designer and as a businessman, how do you balance that?
Okay, good question. I think one thing that was missing in the role of the CEO, that's actually more important than any of the other ones, is the role of a leader. Leader might not be a good manager. 我不会每一天在你旁边跟你说你要做什么，这个不是我的工作。我不会每一天告诉你。这个数字为什么怎么样的？这个也不是我的工作。But every day, I will inspire you, move you, 鼓励你来做一些比较不一样的东西。A leader brings the best out of people. When somebody can actually do something beyond what they thought originally they can do, even though 很痛、很辛苦、很累，但是最后他做得出来呢？是一个 leader 最好的 quality. If I'm working with you, 本来你会可以到这里的，跟我工作好累好辛苦，但是你可以到这里的时候 ，you will forget about how painful it was. You only remember the achievement. As to how I do different language, my biggest job in the company is 啦啦队。我不是一个 finance person. I have Dimitri for that. And Dimitri is one of the best finance people I know. For quality, I've passed for that. He's one of the best quality people I know. He came from years at IKEA, being the head of IKEA quality in Asia. For procurement, I have Jerry for that. Jerry, for 13 years, was head of Ford procurement in Asia. Find people that are better than you. Inspire them. That's what my job is. I can't do their job. a lot of people in Taiwan, and maybe because it's the culture of Asians, and I'm Asian too, so I can speak on that, is that we like to control things. We like to think that as a 老板, you're supposed to control everything. 我跟你说，最好的老板是没有 control 的 because they find people that can do the job better than they can do it. And the only thing they can do is remove boulders, remove big rocks ahead of them. 所以你冲的时候，我会看到一个石头在这里的时候，我把这个石头移开，帮你把你的路 clear。这个就是我的工作。So don't think of a leader in Taiwan. You know, there are two different type of leaders. You know, and there are two different type of employees. There are leaders that inspire and lead by example and move people forward. And there are leaders that use a whip and crack people. Pat, 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 pat. Right? And the two kind of people, as an employee, you have to remember as you become leader. There are employees, you know, Becky just said it to me best. She said, there are people that will work for you because they're afraid of you. They're afraid that you会骂他，所以他把这个东西做好。There are people that will be worried that they will disappoint you. Which kind of leader do you want to be? 人家害怕你会骂他的，还是人家害怕会弄到你失望？ I'd rather be the second kind of leader. That's what I do. Every day, yes, I look at finance because I have a little bit of finance background, so I look a little bit at finance. Yes, I look a little bit at design. Yes, I look a little bit at engineering. Yes, I look a little bit at software. Yes, I look a little bit at operation. A little bit of everything. That's my job. Jack of all trades, master of nothing. But 最鼓励人的就是需要是一个 leader。
我们都听到了啊，所以请大家继续往一个 very motivated 的 leader 路上前进这样。那第二个问题，我是想要请教 Horace， 就是关于 design 跟所有东西的平衡，因为你是 designer 的背景 ，designer background， 但是我想要问你说的是说，因为这个 gogoro 很显然牵涉到所有元素的整合。包括 design， 还有后面其实是一大串的科技的 support、technological support 这样子。那包括说你也必须把所有的，尤其是大家关心的价格控制，但它可以 affordable price 这样。那我想要问说，如果你面临所有美学，你的美学设计跟你的技术跟市场上，它其实是一个不断角力跟平衡的过程。那你背后做决策最 final decision 的决策背后原则是什么？在这么多要素之间，哪些东西是你秉持说 ，OK， 我就最后我达到秉持哪些原则，让最后 decision 的冲突的要素能够整合进来，这样在科技、价格、美学、设计种种要素之间。
对啊，最重要是什么？你知道吗？消费者。消费者 ，consumer。If consumer are happy, they'll support you. If the consumer are not happy, they won't support you. Doesn't matter how 你的 product 多好价钱 ，whatever， you know， 很便宜的一个烂东西你要买吗 ？Right? No. Always focus on what the consumer wants. And if the consumer, you can put. It's very hard to measure consumer satisfaction, but it's a smile. Now, you guys had all a chance to ride gogoro and feel what it's like. I hope you got off the bike with a, ooh. That's all I needed. Ooh. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel like you're having fun. And when you have fun, the consumer will support you. 要做这个 decision 的时候，当然很难啊。But you have one decision to make. How to make it so the consumers are happy. 我们要做这个 product 的时候，你知道吗？很多时候人家说，为什么你不用这个 ，you know 这个原厂的零件啊？为什么你不用这个you know 这个 handlebar 本来是这样子就可以了吗？然后很多家也在做，你可以在这边你可以买到一根刹车在这里买到一个也切渣可以这里买一个，然后塑胶件在这里买一个，你知道吗 ？Unfortunately, That's one of the reasons why nobody broke through. Is because nobody used different ingredient. Nobody thought about 煮菜如果同一样的材料的时候，煮出来的菜差不多味道的。一定要找新的材料、新的方法来把这个菜煮出来。这个时候就会有不一样的感觉了。A lot of trade-off need to be made. Electric is not as powerful by reality as gasoline can ever be. But efficiency matter. Gas engine 呢，如果你不知道呢，一台汽油摩托车里面的汽油摩托车 ，efficiency 大概是40%。If you're lucky, sometimes it's down at about 30% efficiency， 很差的。所以本来可以100分的东西，你只要30分、40分，别的呢在哪里啊？热气、排气出来。电动车我没有这个 luxury， 因为电池还没够好，够好，差不多了，但是还没可以浪费能源的时间。这个时候，我每一个东西，我以前做 HC 看 micro amp， 不是 amp， 是 micro amp。这个设计的这个概念，这个方向，给我们省很多 energy。我们的team每一天 measure 的东西是一笔慢慢 measure 出来，怎么可以省这个 energy， 省这个 energy？ 这个时候需要什么啊 ？If I have somebody that was making, let's say, a motor, and somebody making a motor controller, and somebody making the drivetrain and gearbox， 然后我跟他说，这个马达可以改一下吗？我在外面找到一家，他说可以改一下吗？他说可以啊，但是等我有5个客户，等我一下，我要问一下我另外5个客户他们怎么想 ？OK， 等一下。然后这个5个客户呢，刚刚好呢也是用另外一个 controller， 他也有5个客户 ，gearbox 也有5个客户。这个是125个原因，为什么他会跟我说不 ？Right？ 125 reasons they will say no to me. Forget it， 我自己做出来，我知道谁是做马达的，我知道谁是在 controller 的，我知道谁在做 gearbox 的，马上 put together 谈一谈，我不要 go through 这个 process， 就可以创造一些新的东西出来。But that has to do with the fact that if you make a chair out of the same fabric。Same foam, same cushion, you get that chair, same chair. But if you change the ingredient, change the way that you think about what it is, you get something new, and that's what innovation is. It's solving things in ways never before thought possible. Solving it in ways that like nobody else solved it. That's why we made gogoro, and that's one reason why when you ride a gogoro, you feel that it feels a lot different than other vehicles. That's takes a thinking that is very laser focused for one purpose, to impress the consumer. You have to take that focus. Don't worry about 旁边的怎么样这个 common part 会用 common part. Yes, maybe it's good to have common part for some projects, but if you want to go breakthrough and create innovative projects, get rid of backup plan. Get rid of it. Remember my 10 points? Get rid of those. Now then you can actually create something new. And you jump further, and you create something that would impress the consumer.
最后让我再问一个策略上的问题，因为我是商学院的老师嘛。然后其实我礼拜天参加一个就是气象大学 Nicholas Ham Singularity University Nicholas Ham, and I heard his speech just Monday, and he said that our technology now 是呈指数成长 ，our technology grow in a exponential way, means they're not linear way, but exponential way, so it's always jump very radically. 就是我们现在科技是呈指数成长，所以它跳跃的非常非常的激进这样子。That means that you build a lot of you want to do something that disruptive innovation in the business model innovation, like Go Station. The favorite student of the Go Station is that it's the business model innovation. But I want to ask, but because he said 科技成指数成长的结果，就是说，当你把这些你的 Go Station 都建制完成之前，可能有新的科技又立刻出来了，就绿能的科技，譬如说以太阳能来取代这种電池交換的可能性，这样子。You understand?
I understand.
So therefore, 因为现在的那个他强调的重点是说，因为所有的科技在指数成长的时候，一个科技刚出来，它要到一个就是成长到一个地步之前，很快它可能又被另外一个科技的商业模式所取代。那我不知道说你自己本身在评估说，当初用电池的方式交换电池的方式，在这个 moment 它其实是可能是 advanced， 但是因为科技现在成长的速度，有可能当你还没有把整个 business model 建制完成的时候，它又跳跃到另外一个真的是用 solar energy 用太阳能来驱动这些所有东西的模式，甚至我们以后可能不需要 Go Station 这种东西，太阳能是直接建制在所谓的 vehicle 上面。那我不知道说你怎么评估说这种可能性？这是。
So let me explain a little bit about why I say that we are not a scooter company. We're actually a smart city and smart grid company. 我跟你分享一下这个 Go Station， 我们刚刚说这个换电站。这个换电站不是傻傻这样子做充电的。We don't do that. We actually, the first step we do when you put a battery in, we evaluate in the history of the station 每个礼拜2、3点钟有没有人换电池的。如果 probability 不高的时候，为什么要充电呢？等一下才充嘛。Right? So based on current condition, previous condition, to predict what energy, how we can actually take up energy. And if you don't know, battery happens to be the fastest generation in storage of energy, other than maybe a capacitor, a supercapacitor. But battery is a very, very effective way to turn on, off. 你发电站没可能，太阳能也没可能。There's not enough power in it to go up, down, up, down. Eventually, what we want to do is take that power and put it back to the grid. So when the entire grid has a very high demand on energy, we can give the energy back based on whether or not there's anybody using energy on battery. If 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, nobody ever used energy, then we can actually put that energy back into the grid. 我们不用发这么多电。That's the basic step of what the Go Station does. It's a micro smart grid. It's not just a 充电站。你看到这个东西不是一个充电站，它是一个很大的电池。客户 customer 骑车的朋友可以去拿这个电池来放在他这车上，但这个电池也可以做别的东西在这里面。Now as technology trend and 你说太阳能会淘汰一个 technology, to think that you are creating the solution forever is stupid. You are not. I'm not out to create the forever solution. Nothing is forever in the world. Nothing. 很多几百年前 可能有一个老伯伯每天都爬山去抓这个冰块下来，因为人家发现放个冰块在水里面很好喝，很舒服，所以他每一天去爬山 ，OK， 去抓这个冰块下来，每一天飞下来。我们可能有一些朋友在这个房间里面看过 ice machine， 在城市里面有一个很大的机器，它做冰块出来的。我小的时候我还记得，它做冰块出来的，吐冰块很大块的冰块 ，ice machine，not like your refrigerator， 但是做冰块出来的。你要爬山，这个老伯伯说，干嘛要投资这么大的这个机器在这里？我每一天去爬山，我几个月我换一双鞋子就好了，很舒服，很容易。谁赢了 ？The ice machine guy. But the ice machine guy is not the 爬山这个人 ，not the same guy, not the guy that went up to the mountain and got ice. Then eventually, people invented the refrigerator. The guy that went to the Arctic Circle, lived there for a while, said, hey, it's amazing, frozen food can actually preserve food. So he invented the refrigerator and the freezer. And then people said, why would I pay so much money to put an ice box in my house when there's an ice machine right down the street? I just go every morning, go get ice. So who won? convenience. The guy that actually put the refrigerator in your house now. Again, that guy is not the ice machine guy. He didn't make the ice machine. The ice machine guy was too busy making ice. Right? To think you are the final solution, you are not. But it's good enough to be the interim solution, because in the economy of industries, we go through what we call the S-curve economy. It started off when you very, very, very long time ago, 有马车，我们中文不高好，就是有 horse carriage， 带你去一个地方，有2只马。但是如果你问这个消费者，嘿，好一点的 transportation tool 是什么？他说4只马、6只马才是好的。He never thought that it could be something else. Then he was doing it, and then at some point it became flat. The economy goes like this and becomes flat. The next guy starts and says, I invented a car, a carriage, that allows gasoline to move you from point A to point B. That guy in the very beginning was very painful, the industry. Didn't get any adoption. Eventually, he started lifting. But it's not the same guy that built the carriage that adopted 6 horses, 8 horses, right? He's the next guy. Next guy comes up. And to be honest with you, the reason why in Taiwan there used to be 1 million scooters sold per year, 100万多台摩托车一年，现在只有大概60万左右一年。Why? No innovation. Why buy something when something is identical to something you already have? So what we're seeing is a slowdown of that curve. That curve is now plateauing, it's slowing down. So now is a great opportunity for new technology to come in and take up that. But most of the time, the people that take up that is not the people that created the previous curve. So we call it the S-curve economy. It takes time to lift. But once you lift to a certain point, it lifts. People adopt it. I believe that electric transportation will happen. In our lifetime, it will happen. And it is better for the earth. So it should happen. 我刚刚过来的时候，我看到这个学校很多台这个机车，我们的机车，你要烧这个gasoline 的。Wouldn't it be amazing if this university actually banned fossil fuel? No, up the mountain and smelling. You have a beautiful lake here, beautiful water, beautiful trees, beautiful road. Why have to? I don't get it. It smells. It's noisy. 很脏, right? Wouldn't it be amazing if the college campus would actually say, just electric vehicle only? Wouldn't our life be a lot smarter and cleaner? And a lot healthier, right? Why start off life in the college with a whole bunch of dirty stuff next to you, right? I believe that electrification of transportation will happen. And that curve is just starting. And Taiwan, if you don't know, and you should believe that Taiwan can be the leader in electric transportation. If you don't know, in Zhanghua, Taichung, Tainan, Kaohsiung, 南部的中南部，好多家是做摩托车跟汽车的 ，4-wheel and 2-wheel vehicle. Taiwan is one of the strongest in component making. 头灯、尾灯也是很 strong. Electrical component very strong. 避震器 very strong. 刹车 very strong. We have an opportunity to take all those industry and convert it to the next generation of transportation that we all focus on. That will become a huge industry. Your smartphone, I'm sorry to say, smartphone in the next couple of years will become a commoditized product. You wouldn't care. 屏幕大一点，扁一点，便宜一点，快一点。Does it really excite the consumer? Maybe not as much. 你一辈子最快最大的电脑，你知道你会在哪里呢？ It will be in the vehicle. The analytics that a vehicle will do to do autonomous driving and safe driving will surpass any computers that you have in your house. It is true. It will happen. And who made better computers than anybody else? Taiwan. If we focus on it, we can make that industry a huge industry in Taiwan. Become the next big thing. That is the trend. You see Tesla, you hear about Porsche's, 保时捷的这个电动车 you hear about BMW i series, i8, i3, you heard about autonomous driving, you heard about all these things that enable a car to become smarter. It will happen. The question is, who's going to make it happen? 没错，有一天 the origination of energy will be different. I care about the storage of energy. And the distribution of it. 里面是什么材料 Maybe in the future is not 不是锂电池 Maybe in the future is something else. But we have to be open-minded. We have to work with a lot of people to understand what that potential is. We have to experiment and fail. We have to create the interim solution so we have a future for a future solution. 如果永远都说5年后有这个机会，等5年才做这个机会，你知道吗？这个5年一直在下一个5年，你知道吗？ It's do it now. Try it, and then it'll work. And if it doesn't work, we correct it. We make it happen. Be agile, be open-minded, work with others to make it work. 这个是我的想法了。
我是交大学生代表的万总。My name is Quan, and everyone is very curiosity of gogoro, and I may have some questions.
Okay.
The first question is, when other scooter manufacturers they want to develop an electronic scooter with chargeable battery, but they lack of the key technology, like a battery or engine, and will gogoro share the key technology to the market, and will gogoro share the Go Station with other brands battery they develop the new battery. That's my question.
所以我开始这公司的时候呢，我第一步是想做这个 gogoro Energy Network。我本来是这个 model 呢是说我要跟别人合作做这台车出来，但是我做电池跟电池 distribution 这是我的专业。我敲了很多次门，我有试步入 inside our company and the way I work。如果有3个很大的步的时候呢，我就停，我就自己做了，只要敲门3次。那不是说敲随便一个门，然后人家说做步就算了，是很有意思的步，我就 OK 好，要改 strategy。我每一个厂商我都敲过，说你做车，我做电，一起合作好吗？他说 You don't belong in the automotive industry. You don't have experience. How can we trust that you know what you're talking about? How do I trust that? I said, I don't know. I know I can. I've created many industries before, and I believe I can create a new industry, and we can work together. So at the end, what did I do? 鸡跟鸡蛋的问题，所以我要做一只鸡出来，也做鸡蛋出来。But my vision has always been to share the platform. I believe in sharing. I believe in industries. Everything that I've worked on, I've contributed back to the industry. That's very important. As we move forward, I can tell you that we're already working with some, pretty big makers to make their electric vehicle use our battery. One of the things I would love to do with the university one day is to empower the students to use the battery to do other things. Robots, right? 很多我都不可以想出来的公司 you will think of it very differently than I can think of it. The battery and the system is designed as an open platform to empower others to be better. And that's what we're working on. And hopefully that platform will revolutionize the EV deployment challenges of today, EV meaning electric vehicle. 现在电动车好烦的，出门口你都不知道哪里充电， 如果没电的时候，带女朋友去海边去逛一逛，然后没电了，有可能会接回家吗？很丢脸哎！路上看到很多朋友，对不起，要挤着回家的时候就可以等这个3个小时去充电啊。Not a solution. But imagine if the city already has the gogoro energy network, and the people that create vehicle, when they ship a vehicle to the consumer, immediately it can be running on the network. That's what we want to work on. That's what we believe in. We believe in an open platform that allows this industry to take off. Get rid of all the problem of electric vehicle, bring in all the goodness of electric vehicle. 有些人，我跟你说，别的厂商比我多车可能更好，真的。I don't think I did the best vehicle. I think it's good. It's very good. But I think that others can do even better. And I can't wait to see what other people do with our batteries and our platform. That's what I aspire to. It makes me excited and happy to see other people use what we created to create their things. 这个是一个不一样的想法。But that's the intention of the platform. The platform was never intended as a private platform. The platform was never intended gogoro battery for gogoro scooter only. It was supposed to be an energy grid for all electric vehicles. That's our aspiration. Hopefully, we can get it to that level.
Another question is, gogoro begins with smart scooter, and what is your next schedule? For example, like developing an electronic vehicle, or maybe the GO station is everywhere in Taiwan in the future. And will this station have another application, not only on scooters?
Well, that's a very, very secret question. It's for me to know and for you to guess. You know, it's a 对我来说是 ，you know 很多年，你会看到你这个台湾都不知道我在做什么。很多年离开你那边之后 ，took about 3 years 3年冒出来，他做这个东西。It was a whisper, and it was people guessing what I was working on, but nobody knew exactly what I was working on. I don't like to talk about doing things. I like to do things. And when I get it done, I will then share it with the world. So a lot of people talk about, I can do this, we can do this. But talk is cheap, remember? Execution matter. So we'll focus on execution. But I can tell you that we're working on things with wheels and without wheels. 有些有轮子的，有些没有轮子的。And then the ones that are 没有轮子的 get me just as excited and enthusiastic as the one that actually has wheels. 因为我看到这个未来，这怎么样可以影响大城市的发展，这个是非常之好的。因为我想这是可以80岁的时候坐在山上跟朋友喝茶，说你知道吗？这个城市现在这样子。我帮你 I helped. That's all I want. I helped. That's it. I helped. Well, no, keep asking. It's okay.
The final objective of gogoro is to build a smart city. Like when you live in a mountain, talk with your friends, this city, you build it. And can you just describe more details and specifics about how this smart city in your mind would be?
So, the way the energy is used in a daytime or in a city is like this. Late at night, everybody's sleeping, very low. Then you wake up in the morning, and all of a sudden, people, 煮早餐啊、洗澡啊 energy is up. People commute to work. Turn on 冷气 turn on 电脑上去，可能下午睡午觉，下来一点点，然后过去，然后回家看电视、煮饭，然后大家睡觉下来，对吧？ About 1/3 of the day is pretty low in energy use, pretty low. As city gets bigger, that peak will become higher and higher, 会越来越高。And then it's unfortunate that power plants needs to increase the capacity in order to satisfy that peak. I envision a future where I can take this building off the grid during the daytime. When everybody needs energy, we take this building off the grid. That's what batteries can do. And one day, we hope to do that. That gogoro can be a key player in that space. To manage energy, not only on a day to night, night to day level, but to the seconds. Being able to control that and take the spikes downward. And that will create a smarter energy grid, a smarter utility grid. That's one. The second thing that I believe in is, a lot of people would ask me, hey, 不是台湾发电是60几%还是用烧煤的跟 natural gas， 不是很干净耶 ，right？ 把汽油切换去电不是一样吗？我跟你说啊，每1公里用台湾的发电哦，不是别的国家的这个太阳能的发电，台湾的发电比一台汽油车骑的1公里省的污染80%。80%. It only requires 20% of the pollution, only generates 20% of pollution for the kilowatt that it takes to move you from point A to point B. That's it. To 1/5. And then if we increase the efficiency of the grid, increase the greenness of the grid, we can only benefit. And to us also, moving 把排气管离开你的生活环境是很重要的。Yes, going electric might not be the absolute most perfect solution now, but we know that there's only one fossil fuel, but there are many kinds of electric. And by generating demand on electric, we will find a solution. We are forced to find a solution that's better. 把排气管线移到海边。所以不在你生活环境里面，每个人可以先第一步健康一点，第二步把这个发电的方法改变，变得更 green、更绿，这个就是一步一步来的。There is no perfect solution. We have to solve it one step at a time. And when it comes to smart city, as I said, everything is connected. 你们也看到我们的骑车的时候，你gogoro的时候，你会看到在手机上，我在手机上现在我可以看到我台北的车的状况 ，even down to the key fob， 这个钥匙的蓝牙钥匙的这个电池有没有电？从这里哦，清楚看到台北哦，喂，我的车哦 ，that's connectivity. The world will be hyper connected. And Taiwan has an ability to be part of that. Because after all, 谁可以最好做 miniaturization of IT industry? Taiwan. It'll get very, very elegant. And we can be part of that elegance to change city for the smarter. Street lamps should be connected. Why light up when there are no cars going by? There are many things that are very interesting that we can do as we think about cities being smarter with power. It's very important as city gets bigger and more people.
谢谢 Horace 的问题，因为你的回答让我想到说，或许gogoro最终会走向一个智慧型的调节能源的一个这种 smart， 就是智慧型调节能源 smart energy 的 focus 这样，就是中心的焦点会是从gogoro stage 转换过去这样，是吧？听起来像是。
所以你会想呢，现在呢，这个 transportation happens to be just one of the sector we work in. 所以你没有看到我叫这个是 gogoro motor company. It's not gogoro motor company. It's a very generic idea of energy. And yes, we have a smart scooter. Maybe in the future we have a smart something else. That's what we can do with energy. Very simple. Remember what the AA battery did, the very small battery did to consumer electronics. Made a world of mobility, entertainment, and consumer electronics to happen. We can do with big batteries that can power very, very cool things. We can do a lot with them.
First of all, after 2 years in attendance, what is the cost? I want to know, because you say that you don't charge the first 2 years by the school. And second, I want to know what is the sponsor that
OK， 好，我知道他问的问题了，大概。You know, if as an investor, people invest in the number one thing people invest in. Do you know what it is?
Yourself.
Hmm?
You.
People.
People.
People. Investors don't invest in technology. Very seldomly, investors invest in assets. People invest in people. And the investors that we have are very generous. I mean, Sin-san, he's a very visionary person. Within half an hour of my conversation with him, he got what I was talking about. And we shook hands and became partners for life. He invested in one simple thing. Big idea, and a person behind it that will drive it and make it happen. That's very simple. And the flexibility that comes with that has to be limitless. And the reason why it has to be limitless is you can never forecast the future. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody. And the only way to make it happen is that if tomorrow 出事的时候，又换方向的时候，又把这个东西做好的时候 it's the team that can make it happen. Because the team, at the end of the day, remember, happy people build happy products, smart people build smart solutions. It's that simple. It's people. Surround yourself with great people, and things will happen. Surround yourself with bad people, things don't happen. Smart people make smart product. That's it. That's simple. And the flexibility that comes with that means the empowerment of the team, and the team needs to make that happen. That's what you know. That's how gogoro started, and that's how gogoro continued to be. So okay, second question.
I've got two questions. I got two small ones. I just said that. First internally and second externally. The internal question is, you said about don't innovate for money, right? That's your idea, but how can you make sure that every of your guys, your employees, everyone got like the same idea of don't innovate for money? Because you know, the society, it's cruel. People work for money. People work for themselves. They have families. So how did this idea came to be like an ideology of the whole company, Gogoro? And the second question is, now you were talking about a more hyper-connected world these days, right? The more connected people are, the more vulnerable to attacks, like cyber attacks or any other attacks, like terrorist attacks. Are there any
Two small questions. Those are big questions.
are there any precautions or things we could do to the situation?
Okay.
我中文简单快速复制一下。第一个是怎么样，不是，Horace 希望说不要为了钱而创新，怎么样让公司跟着你的人都相信这个哲学的。第二个是说越连结越强的话，其实攻击的也会让那个整个系统的脆弱性变高的。那怎么样防止这种问题？连结越高的话，像恐怖主义攻击的话，那个因为连结性很强，脆弱性就变得很容易受伤，就对了。
OK， 第一个问题是关于这个sorry, say it again, the first one.
Don't innovate for money. How to persuade others to follow you?
There's of course fairness in the world. You have to have an equal trade on what a person. When I say don't innovate for money, I don't mean 欺负你. I don't mean don't pay you. But you should not chase that dream. That be faithful, be patient. Don't be desperate. 很多人以为很快可以赚很多钱，就应该跑去这边。What you lost that is greater is time. Time. Don't chase for money. Of course, we pay our employee, a very fair market value for what they do, because at the end, they contribute their intellectual thinking and their effort into an equation. And that equation has to be very fair and spit out. At the end of the day, that employee, I'll tell you, it never makes me prouder to see an employee buy a house. It never makes me prouder to see an employee buy a car. It never makes me prouder to see an employee take a vacation. 很多台湾的 老板会员工呢会说很害怕去度假，因为老板会说你可能不够工作做很害怕去买一个房子，因为说你买房子的时候要躲，不要告诉老板，因为老板会可能感觉 you got paid too much. But that's not the idea. The idea is fairness in trade. Fair on my part, fair on your part. And then at the end of the day, if we all succeed together, share together. If we all fail together, fail together. That's the idea. The second part about tax. Yes, we live in a world that is hyper-connected. We have to do a lot of things to make sure that security and privacy is taken care of. That's a part of a business and industry, I would say, responsibility. We can't make something that is so vulnerable that just lets people shut down the whole network. We can't take personal data and send it to the cloud. That's not something we do. But there are certain things that you should be able to enjoy between your device and your other device. Where you park your vehicle, only you know. But unless you give us permission to know, we don't know. That's very important. Giving privacy with what we call a wall of security. When it comes to other security, our vehicle, for example, I can't tell you the detail of the security because then it's too easy to find opportunities. But we're pretty confident that we have invested properly. Simply put, the battery and the security of the battery for 安全跟 authentication, it's a 256-bit encryption. Cyber banking, online banking is 128-bit. It takes, to do our analysis, and we hire experts to help us with that too. Do our analysis, it takes 11 million years to crack our battery with a supercomputer. 11 million years. I wish I could see it, but probably was not likely it's going to happen in my lifetime. But security is very important to us. We take security matter very, with a lot of investment, a lot of care, a lot of reviews, and a lot of protection. That's important to us. It's a fundamental of business. You can't say, oh, that was a nice to have. It's where it started.
Well, thank you for the brilliant speech today. You really inspired me as a young entrepreneur. And my question is, right now I got this idea inside my mind, and I think this idea is dope, and the timing is perfect in this very moment in this country. However, right now I have a little bit of skill that I learned from this school and by myself, but it's not enough. But I have a little bit of found that collect by my partners, but it's not enough. And as a student, I found that the method and the resources really limited for my idea to transport into this reality. So I would like to hear about your advice. And actually, I would appreciate there's two aspects of the answer. The first one is as a big brother, the young passionate fellows come up with this idea. What will you give them as an advice? And the second one is as a businessman, as an operator for the company. How would you suggest a potential business partner as a wild project?
Okay.
我简单说一下那个同学问题。同学说很受到那个 Horace 的鼓舞这样子，然后他觉得他有很多充满创造力的想法，可是他现在觉得说，他身为一个年轻的又是学生的创业者，他觉得他受到很多资源上的局限，所以他非常欣赏呢 Horace 愿意给他一些 advice， 在他现在这个样子的一个位置，就是充满了热情的 young entrepreneur， 可是问题是 limited resources。那第二个是希望他从一个 businessman 的角度来看待，说你怎么看待？如果从 business 角度怎么看待一个 great idea 这样很大的、很棒的想法？大概是这两个问题。
I'll answer that in two aspects. 第一是 很多人呢以为呢，他可以是下一个 Mark Zuckerberg， 他可以是下一个Larry Page， 下一个 Bill Gates。The reality is that for every one person that succeeded, there was probably an overwhelming amount of people that did not succeed. And it's just like, 如果你要做歌星 singer. Doesn't matter how good you are in KTV in singing. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. But I can tell you there's a guarantee path. The guarantee path is don't be anxious, don't be desperate. The best learning you can have as a young person walking into a world is go learn from others. Go join a company. Go learn, go study, open-minded. Ask questions. Be part of a team. Not be a team of one, but a team of many, a big corporation. Learn from that. Take steps. I was at Microsoft 10 years. I learned a lot, both how to fail and how to succeed. Yes, the credit wasn't mine. The credit was the company's. But that's okay. I got more out of it than they did. I didn't get more money out of it. I got knowledge. I got experiences. I got stories. Much more important than money. Go join a company. Learn that. And then, as a businessman, I'll tell you that, that's as a brother, as a big brother, thinking about, how to go down the journey. And as a businessman, I will tell you that, as you go into a company, you have the job responsibility to deliver something that you promised the customer, the company. But you also can leverage the company resource to convince your manager and your team that something else can be also the solution. But don't do that on the company time. Do that on the extra time because it's more meaningful. You first have to deliver the basic. Then after you deliver the basic, I used to work, when I was young, I slept only 3 hours a day. 每一天3个小时我就够了。现在有点老了，所以要5到6个小时，如果不是就没办法。有时候我还是3、4个小时，但是会比较累了。好像昨天我睡了4个小时。But you can tell as some of you were falling asleep in the room, I saw some people falling asleep. I won't point finger. I won't point finger who was falling asleep, but I saw people falling asleep. It's not even 9 o'clock. Why are you falling asleep? I just got started. I'm going back to Taipei at a meeting at 10 o'clock. I was trying to get another meeting at 11 o'clock set up. But 这个是因为我有 partner 从英国飞过来跟我合作 right? Do the extra credit because the extra credit is the most meaningful, both for you and for the company that you're working for. Stay later. Stay at night. Use the company tools and resources to do it. That's the best tool you got, right? But in the daytime, deliver because at the end of the day, a salary, a paycheck, is a trade. A trade for a commitment that says, for this amount of money, I will put in X amount of hours and I deliver to you X amount of things. And for that, the boss says, I will give you X amount of money. It's an equal trading opportunity. And that trade is what you committed to as an employee. So that's a basic minimum that you have to do. But at night, you can do extra credit. And the extra credit will earn you a lot of respect when it works. And it will also earn you a lot of respect when it fails. Remember that. That is really important. Focus on extra credit. As students, guys know all what extra credit means. Do extra credit. Don't do the basic. The people that stand up different is the guy that raised the hand really quick. Is the guy that does the extra credit. When I go look at little kids playing soccer, the little kid that gets my attention is not the kid that scores the goal all the time. It's the kid that falls down and picks himself up and do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again, and do it again, and do it again. That endurance is what get the manager and the boss to notice that you are putting the extra credit in, and that's why you are different, and you will be given those opportunities. 很多人呢会说，即係我媽媽給我有蠻多lessons I learned when I was growing up. 有一個對我來說很深的一句話，他說 ：Normal people always wait for opportunities to come by. 所以等機會。聰明的人呢會創造機會出來，會 create those opportunities。笨的人呢，機會跑過去他都不知道了，都沒感覺。機會就直接過去，他說啊，為什麼 ？So be the smart one, be on alert, create those opportunities. That's extra credit. Okay?
因为时间的关系，所以我们不得不结束在这边。可是我最后按照惯例 very short, in a very short minute, can you give me a very important word for the whole student? 最重要的一句话送给这堂所有的学生的，你的人生经验里面。
几个东西啦 as you guys know, I actually I'll share two things. One is, it's interesting. Maybe I grew up in a different industry, different time. I noticed when I'm talking, a lot of 学生在滑手机。It's a bad habit. I'm one of the innovators that created, I can't say I'm the only one, but I'm one of the innovators that created the handset. And I'm saddened sometimes by the fact that I sit down in a cafe and, 看到一个男朋友跟一个女朋友讲话的 and then they just, use a satellite to communicate through line, And that's what they do, right? They sit there for like 45 minutes, an hour, not talking once to each other. You know how I made gogoro happen? What was the key ingredient to make gogoro happen? Anybody can guess? If it's one word, what made gogoro happen? Who said that? Good. Communication. It is the exact word I was going to say. Communication. The fact that the vehicle works so well with the technology part of it, that works so well with the energy part of it, that works so well with the motor part of it, it works so well with the mechanical part of it, that works so well with the design part of it, has one fundamental string through the entire thing. Communication. 如果你来我办公室，你会看到每一个会议室都是透明的玻璃，是很惨的，有时候人家会走进去，撞玻璃。But the good part is you can see everybody in the room. 我们没有1个小时的这个会的 ，we have 10-minute meeting. 他们常常会看到我从一个地方跑到另外地方，跟你说，为什么你没有跟他先考？你们2个要 talk， 不 talk， 我下1个小时来找你，为什么没 talk？ Communication. The worst thing is you do your thing and she does her thing and then he does his thing and later on, that's why some laptops are so thick. I do keyboard, get away. I make keyboards. Or I do computer, they got PCB. Walk away, please, don't bother me. When you have your keyboard module done, give me the keyboard module, I put it in. Right? That's why you have something so ugly and big. But the elegant ones, why the solution was elegant is because of communication. Everything has to do with communication. How do you talk to somebody? How do you convince them? How do you share your ideas? How do you make trade-offs together? Nothing is perfect. You have to make trade-offs. Communication. Here, the very key point I want to leave with you is be happy. Be happy. And people around you will be happy. Be happy. 我不说要假装 happy， 是真的要 happy 哦。You have to be very, very content with what you have. Be content. Say, I have the greatest. Just be alive is exciting. then you can do things to make it even more exciting if you're happy. But if you're sad, what happens? It goes down. Downward spiral. Don't get yourself in a downward spiral. You have a whole life ahead of you. You know, 我认识太多台湾的年轻人的时候，我觉得为什么你不开心？ When I was your age, I was so happy. I was so excited. Kids today sometimes complain to me, why am I working until 8 o'clock at night? I worked until 8 in the morning when I was 20 something. Not because I had to, because I wanted to. Because it was my glorious time. I believe that I have energy like Superman and I can do anything I want. Be happy. And when you're happy, happiness gives you beauty. It gives you good skin. It gives you good energy. It gives you good friends. Happy. That's the notes I will leave you. Be happy. And everything will be okay if you're happy. And as a nation, as a community, as a university, be happy. And then happy people build happy products. And wouldn't it be great if we all had happy products around us? Thank you.